So recently the NBA G League bubble started, and we're going to look at some of the top prospects for the 2021 NBA draft and how they're doing so far in their 3 games so far this season. And they play all for a team called the G League Ignite, where they've already won their first 3 games. And they played Wednesday versus the Santa Cruz Warriors, where they won 110 to 104. They yesterday beat the Oklahoma City Blue 109-103, and today beat the Raptors 905. 113-105. So there's a lot of good players on this team. You've got Jonathon Kuminga, Jalen Green, players like that. And I did a mock draft in my last video on this channel, so make sure you go watch that. Leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Let's go ahead and get into this video. So the main prospect that I think is probably going to rise in draft boards has to be Jonathon Kuminga, who through his first 3 games is averaging 21.5 points per game. Along with 4 rebounds per game and 4 assists, and he's getting 31 minutes per game, so he's getting a lot of minutes per game. He's very good inside the paint, but he's probably going to have to change his jump shot once he gets into the NBA. I just don't think a jump shot like that. He shoots really, really weird. I mean, it's obviously not as weird as like a Lonzo Ball, but it's a weird jump shot here. Jalen Green's another player who has averaged 16 points per game so far, along with 5 rebounds. And let's see how many assists. 1 assist per game. So Jalen Green has been good. 16 points per game is good. But yeah, I don't think his draft stock has fell or rise any. Yeah, Jarrett Jack has weirdly been their second highest scorer with 19.5 points per game, and he's had 4.5 assists per game, so he's been good. Jarrett Jack, though, that's not what we're here to talk about. But some other players like Isaiah Todd, who gets 5 rebounds per game so far. Isaiah Todd, though, so far, he really hasn't done a lot from what I'm seeing here. Yeah, he's averaging like 7 points per game, 5 rebounds. He's not doing a lot here. He seems like a good role player. I mean, he's definitely not doing great at all. And you've got Daishawn Nix here, who has 6 points per game and 4 assists. He's kind of the point guard of this team, if we are being honest here. And you've also got Amir Johnson on this team, who's like a veteran. So they've got some good veterans on this team. They've also got Brandon Ashley, who's averaging 10.5 points per game. But we're here to talk about the top draft prospects in Jonathon Kuminga, Jalen Green, Isaiah Todd, Daishawn Nix. Those are kind of the top 4 here. Both Daishawn Nix and Isaiah Todd have both been good role players so far on this G League team. I do think they will have to start playing a lot better for them to stay as what is projected to be a first-round pick in the 2021 NBA draft. Jonathon Kuminga, the same thing is here with him and Cade Cunningham, both players that really kind of struggle with their shot. And that's very interesting. Jalen Green's another player that really is not a great three-point shooter. So all 3 of these players, at really what you could consider the top of the draft, even in Evan Mobley, really are not great shooters. But we know that NBA coaches can develop that into where they are a good three-point shooter, mid-range shooter, etc. Jonathon Kuminga here, I think he could definitely possibly be the first overall pick, especially for a team like let's look at the standings right now. A team at the bottom of the standings, a team that needs a forward could possibly draft a Jonathon Kuminga here. And I wouldn't be surprised a lot because Jonathon Kuminga is a very, very good player. The Wizards here, if the Wizards get the first overall pick, I would assume they're definitely taking Jonathon Kuminga. I don't think that Russell Westbrook contract is going to be moved at the trade deadline. I don't see a team that's going to be willing to take on that contract. For the Pistons here, if they get the first overall pick, they're probably drafting Cade Cunningham, honestly. If somehow like the Magic or Cavaliers get it, I think the Magic are going Cade Cunningham. I think the Cavaliers might go with Jonathon Kuminga, even though they do have Isaac Okoro. But the Timberwolves could get the pick here, and I think they would select Jonathon Kuminga here. And I mean, I think Jonathon Kuminga could definitely be selected first, and I could see where Jalen Green would be selected first here. And I don't see the Timberwolves selecting a Jalen Green, but I could see a team like the. I mean, if some way the Wizards do end up moving on from Bradley Beal, then you could possibly see them drafting Jalen Green if they get the first overall pick. Cavaliers here, I mean, they could draft any of the top players. I mean, the Cavaliers, who knows? They're also the team that drafted Anthony Bennett. So, yeah. But overall, Jalen Green and Jonathon Kuminga have been very good so far this NBA G League season, and they've only played 3 games. They will be back in action versus the Iowa Wolves on ESPNU Monday, and then they'll play the Erie Bay Hawks. So, yeah, this is very interesting here. Let's just go and look at some of the box scores for these games, and yeah, let's just go and look at some of the box scores for these games and talk about that. For their first game versus the Santa Cruz Warriors, 19 points for Jonathon Kuminga, 12 for Daishawn Nix, 17 or 11, I meant, for Jalen Green, and 2 for Isaiah Todd. So Isaiah Todd really didn't do much of anything that game, if we're being honest. He didn't do anything. He was just kind of there. So yeah. Yeah, any of these players could definitely turn their season around, like an Isaiah Todd. But so far the top prospects are doing pretty good so far. So let's go and look at their game versus the Oklahoma City Blue, which yeah, I think they've got Pokovetsky on their team or whatever his name is. 24 points for Kuminga in this game, 21 for Jalen Green, 0 for Daishawn Nix. I don't know what was going on there, and 12 for Isaiah Todd. So Isaiah Todd had a good game there. Daishawn Nix, I think, could be a really good role player in the NBA. I don't really think that he's going to be a star in the NBA, though, if that makes any sense. I don't really think he's a star player in the NBA. I just don't think that's him. But Raptors 905, who they played today, let's go and look at that box score. And yeah, I mean, Jonathon Kuminga, he had 23 points again. Jalen Green with 21, 25 for Daishawn Nix, who he went off to. Isaiah Todd, too. I mean, what in the world is this Raptors 905 team doing? They must be bad. I don't know, but it looks like everybody had a good night versus the Raptors. So maybe they are good, and I don't know. So, yeah, that's how some of the top prospects are playing in the NBA G League bubble right now. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications, because 68% of you that watch these, or 68% of you, that's for my main channel, sorry. But a lot of you that watch these videos and not subscribe, get your life together, hit that subscribe button, turn notifications, and leave a like on this video. Yeah, leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and yeah, thank you for watching, and peace.